Italy's is a politics of contradiction, of democracy, of technocracy, of could-have-been saviours, of rebirths and renewals that never were. And the latest would-be saviours for this not century-old republic are the far-right Brothers of Italy party.
The great challenge facing us today is defending national identity and the very existence of the nation-states as the sole means of safeguarding people's sovereignty and freedom.
A party with a neo-fascist history, in some ways a history rising from the embers of Mussolini himself.
While defending the Italian sovereignty, we cannot forget to defend Viktor Orban's Hungary or Kaczynski's Poland, once again under attack from the European progressive mainstream.
In L'Aquila, in Abruzzo, 2 hours or so from Rome, they've already been here, embedded in this city, for some time.
Allora, questi è...
Its Brothers of Italy mayor, Pierluigi Biondi, has just been re-elected for a second term.
Sempre super importante.
Ciao signori.
Bene.
Dove ne vai?
Prendiamo un caffè
Ciao,
e
Debora.
scappiamo alla villa.
You're Mr. Popular.
Why do you think it is that your party has been so successful in L'Aquila against the left and, doing so well here?
Perché abbiamo smontato un sistema di potere consolidato ed autoreferenziale, perché abbiamo parlato a tutti e in particolar modo agli ultimi, quelli che non avevano voce.
But for example, Giorgia Meloni, your leader, at a rally with Vox, the Spanish right-wing movement, far-right movement, said there, yes to the natural family, no to the LGBT lobbies. Now, what is a natural family? What is the LGBT lobby?
Per quanto mi riguarda, la famiglia naturale è il fondamento della nostra società, riconosciuta anche costituzionalmente. Questo non significa che si debbano negare dei diritti ad altre forme di unione. La lobby è qualcosa di diverso, è qualcosa che vorrebbe imporre un modello di vita trasformando la nostra tradizione e di fatto privando la nostra società degli elementi fondamentali. Parlo anche da padre, quando penso che a scuola queste tendenze provano ad inserire teorie gender che vanno a violentare la coscienza dei bambini, io mi ribello e sono contrario.
It is Giorgia Meloni, the party's leader, who scores most attention. Working class, charismatic, she and the Brothers of Italy were the only ones to stay outside the government of Mario Draghi and have climbed the polls from almost nothing. She's hardline on social issues, but has moderated on others, especially her erstwhile deep Euroscepticism and pledge to defend Ukraine. She'd be Italy's first female Prime Minister, but she has refused to condemn the Mussolini regime, and though inspiring to many, for some evokes some very old fears.
Beh, certamente ci preoccupa, a me preoccupa moltissimo. Spero che non accada, anzi lavorerò in questa direzione durante la prossima campagna elettorale per far sì che la Meloni non vada a governare il paese. Credo che si metterà sulla stessa lunghezza d'onda di Orban e quindi sulla questione dei diritti civili, dell'economia e quant'altro. Noi soffriremo, quindi io sarò contro in tutti i modi per far sì che la Meloni non vada a governare l'Italia.
Viktor Orban, that's how extreme you think she is. She's like Viktor Orban.
Sì.
Sì, decisamente sì.
Sì.
Il populismo è la base di tutto, la non riflessione, per cui sì, decisamente sì.
Forse anche di più.
You think she's a threat to Italian democracy?
Sì, decisamente sì.
This charge is something the party refutes, but it doesn't deny that it wants to change the way Italy's democracy works.
Ma che sono troppo condizionati da un dibattito strumentale che viene messo in campo e che sentono delle cose che non corrispondono in alcun modo alla realtà. Ci candidiamo anche per cambiare il sistema, perché nel nostro programma sicuramente ci sarà un punto che riguarderà l'assetto istituzionale del nostro Paese, per rendere dal punto di vista costituzionale il nostro Paese in grado di poter assumere le decisioni e le scelte di cui ha fortemente bisogno, da una parte.
Changing the Constitution. How do you want to change the Constitution?
La nostra posizione è da sempre a favore del presidenzialismo. Vogliamo un sistema nel quale ci possa essere una scelta chiara da parte degli elettori e si possa avere finalmente un sistema democratico dell'alternanza.
As the brothers have climbed the polls, so have Rome's borrowing costs, evoking more memories still. This time of a renewal of the Eurozone debt crisis. Draghi, the former European Central Bank head, was made Prime Minister precisely because of his capacity to inspire market confidence, and he and his reforms, his government promised, were central to the €200 billion post-Covid package negotiated from Brussels, which Meloni's opponents claim she'll jeopardise.
We are very worried also because we lost Draghi, President Draghi, that for us it was very, very important also for his credibility in Europe. And we have a lot of European funds, but we need to do a lot of reform. So we are very worried also for this.
But she wants Italy to stay in the EU and to stay in the euro.
No, it's not true, because she was against also the Draghi government. She was against the reform of the national plan. She voted against the national plan and against the European funds. So I think that the facts are more important than the words.
Leaving aside internal Italian politics, how much more divided this society could yet become? The big question for Europe is to what extent Meloni, assuming she does become Prime Minister, attempts to unpick, to unravel, to undo the reforms that have been agreed with the EU in exchange for that €200 billion of COVID recovery money. And therein lies the dilemma for her. Because on the one hand, if she does, then she sets herself up for a collision course with Brussels, with the markets, her own coalition partners, potentially much of the Italian electorate who support it. But if she doesn't, then in fact, if not in feeling, on those fundamental economic questions about Italy's relationship with the EU, the Eurozone, and economic policy, then how much of a break with the consensus in Rome, with the political establishment she is running so hard against, can she really be? Another contradiction then. The biggest of all in Italian politics in these last years has been the alternation between new, ever more radical political forces and the technocrats. The big question is whether Meloni is just its latest iteration or its break, and if she is, that could yet ricochet far beyond Rome.